In today's episode, we are going to be kind of walking through a little bit of my one-car garage organization. A lot of the wooden shelves that you're going to see, well, all of the wooden shelves you're going to see came with the house, so I have not added anything to that. I did put up the wall back there when I first moved in to kind of separate off the laundry room, so it's kind of a work in progress and trying to modify it to how I want this garage for myself. So a lot of these systems are more or less me working with the space, not necessarily me having my ideal organization, which is not uncommon when you move into a home. You cannot have everything that you want initially. You have to come up with organization that will then help you lead to know where things are until you can put in place the system that you want. I personally, for the most part, like things to be categorized down into small micro categories and behind closed doors or hidden, so I can't see it on a regular basis. So my exception to that is more or less my decor that I would prefer to be in clear totes, just so I can visually know what's in there without having to get in there too much. But I'm just going to kind of walk you through some of this. I did accidentally start decluttering a little bit around that cabinet, and then I realized I should just pick up the camera and film this because it makes more sense to kind of walk you through my systems and then go from there. Okay, y'all, this is kind of one of the wooden cabinetry things that came with the house. I was never given that one shelf, so I kind of made do with what I had. Up at the top, I have some painting supplies, which is my least frequented stuff way up there. This missing spot right here is typically where the cat carriers go, but my one cat is choosing to hang out in them after they went to the vet yesterday, so it hasn't quite been put away yet. I'm waiting for my timing to be right for her. And then I took these white dollar store bins because I really like the aesthetic of it, and literally took some painter's tape that I had in the garage and created labels for all of this. So I have paint supplies, projects, specialty cleaners, backstock, and then cleaning rags on the far end with auto being next to it. So, just kind of giving myself a basic setup. And then on the bottom here, I have some of the paint that came with the house. I still don't know what some of it actually goes to. Only 2 of those things did I purchase myself. And then the black thing is just a thing of kids' toys for when my niece and nephew come over. Garden supplies kind of piled neatly. Then I have cleaning rags that I want to eventually go through and get rid of because I certainly do not need all of those. I do not go through those on a regular basis. And then the cleaning caddy with the mop bucket next to it. And then it did come with these nice handy dandy nails in the pegboard, so I hung some stuff up that could easily be accessed there. And then over here, I just have some other miscellaneous things. I have some Christmas decor, obviously, on the far side, a ladder, normal home stuff that's necessary. Obviously, a lot of this is decor and holiday decorations and the like. I'm in the process of switching everything over to these type totes here because they are waterproof, so that I live in Florida, so if for some reason water were to blow into my garage because I do not have a hurricane impact door, then I can try to keep my stuff safe out here. Up here, this is another shelving system that obviously came with the garage, so I'm just making do with it with the space that I have. Obviously, it doesn't quite fit all my stuff like I would like, but I'm making do with the space that I have. The last section is over here, and this is primarily where I've been working today. So I have quite a bit of stuff on the top, and it's just been accumulating a little bit more. I really like it to be pretty minimal with just like ideally the Stanley toolbox and the DeWalt thing, just so it can easily be accessed and things can get pulled out. It's not my long-term solution. I do not like the toolbox solution. I think it leads to clutter because you have to shift through everything all the time. And I try to keep the most common tools in there only. So I am going to bring you a little closer and we're going to kind of go through some of the organization that I have present in here. Okay, so this is relatively a new tool for me to have in the house, so therefore it has not actually found a place yet. So I'm going to leave it up here for right now because I'm going to work in here and hopefully find it a new home in here. I had some electrical work done recently and they came up with some things that they didn't need or they replaced. I'm actually going to use this switch. I have one solitary gray switch in the house that I'll just switch out for this toggle switch. I don't know why. That is the only one that was never replaced. So I'm going to use this one to replace it. This other one though, I don't need. I'm going to get rid of it. All right, and as you can see, I have things kind of divided up into bins and baskets in here. Definitely helps with my organization. I like to be able to say, hey, this says doors and windows. So this must have XYZ, or glues and tapes. So this is gonna have wood glue and the duct tape. Outdoors, I used to have a sprinkler system in my old house, so this is gonna be mostly sprinkler parts. I plan on keeping it just because I'm not sure what the future is gonna bring for this particular house, but it might be something I consider in the future to get rid of or downsize. But I think some of these things I can kind of go through and get rid of some of the supplies for. One of the things that I really enjoy is having organizational tools like this storage bin for nails. This allows me to have everything in its place. And the previous system I was using actually was letting nails and stuff go to the section next to it, and I didn't like that. This one has a nice seal at the top, so nothing's sliding through. This is for safety goggles, obviously, chemical safety goggles for when I'm working on things of that nature. This is one of my favorite things that I've started. This is for literally all the parts that you get. For instance, like the Ring doorbell special screw thing, I store in here. I have some extra things for my bedroom set. So if I ever know that I need pieces, I have them labeled and in here. So I know exactly where to go for them and know for the future. I need to get a bag together for this because this is all part of the same thing, so I can label it appropriately. So I'm gonna go do that. This right here is just one of those big oversized Ziploc bags. I think this specific one is from the Dollar Tree. So not super expensive, but yet I have plenty of room to grow, and in case things get bigger. Periodically I do go through this to make sure that the things that are in here are actually things that I still have. Like for instance, I just saw it, but one of these things is actually for a sound bar that I no longer have. So I can get rid of that. So I no longer need those pieces. Now it's just what I have. So just those two things were outdated a little bit. And then I do have this screws and anchors organization. A lot of these are just stickies back here. That way it doesn't have to be permanent, but just trying to organize all of those type objects as well. And this one, the sign fell down. It is a thing of hardware, so I have, I guess this should go more into electrical, but like wire nuts and some screws, and I have no idea why I have wire, but I have some wire, and bigger wire nuts, mostly wire nuts, and some sandpaper that's a little warped. And then I kept a mask for safety things as well. Actually, this is kind of a duplicate. So these are just like the dollar something shoebox size Sterilite containers that I created with this system. But this section, I'm gonna get rid of that and then just downsize this box because I need to make space for some of the new stuff. Glues and tape I happen to already go through, but I will check this appliances to see if I can minimize that a little bit. So yeah, so it's stuff for like a washer and dryer, and then the old thermostat for the house, because I did upgrade it to a programmable one, so I will keep that for right now. Glues and tape, as I said, I've already done. Let me just kind of look through here and see if there's anything I need. No, it's all stuff I'll hang on to. And actually, I'm gonna move hardware down the shelf. Yeah, there we go. And then this is labeled lighting. And sure enough, it is a whole bunch of light bulbs. Unfortunately, the Goodwill and stuff don't take light bulb donations, so I'm going to probably hang on to them for a little bit longer. Some of these are LED, so I definitely want to take those. My last house, I literally updated everything to LED, but kept all the old bulbs so that way I could take them with me when I left. So that's nice. But I think I need to find a new way of dealing with disposing old ones that I don't need. I will probably see at work and see if anybody needs them before I just get rid of them. So I'll put that on my mental to-do list. And then this is a whole bunch of come-along straps. I literally bought this when I was putting some stuff down that I didn't know how much stuff they would need. And I have not used them really at all. So I'm thinking I'm gonna get rid of the whole one set that has not been touched and just keep the one set. This is just an electrical one. I have 3 things of extension cords and this, which I'm not gonna keep. Oh, just kidding, I have 4. I'm gonna hang on to them just because I think that would be good to have, but seems a little excessive right now, but I'm sure I've definitely used a couple of them. I don't really like that, but I'm not sure how I'm gonna do it otherwise. I think this is gonna be a temporary solution until I can figure something else better and go through and get rid of some more stuff, because right now I don't really have the space for it to lay sideways. I would ideally love to have it like hanging from like a hook or something, just to make my life easier. And I'm also planning on getting a leaf blower too, and so obviously that is not going to fit in here, but I think it's sufficient for right now. Don't be afraid to work with the stuff that you have. With organizing, of course we want everything to be beautiful. However, in the real world, sometimes organization is literally just having things organized into systems that you actually know where things are. Whether it's taking Sterilite type containers and putting them with labels in a cabinet that you got from Home Depot, or lining them up on the shelves that came with the garage that you purchased, or along the wooden tracks that somebody installed. My house was built in the 60s, so this stuff has held up for a long time. It's not like it was just done. This is stuff that's been here a while, trust me, because I had to take down all the wooden ones from the room behind me. It definitely was up there. You just have to embrace it and use the space that you have. So, like I said, this channel is all about creating simple, optimized systems for everyday life. Doesn't mean that it has to be beautiful, it just has to be functional, and maybe with some beauty associated with it. By using, for instance, all of the same type of container, it can create a cohesive look. But sometimes that's not what you have, and so therefore you have to work within your means. And then you can build out from there. So once again, if you've been enjoying these videos, please feel free to hit the subscribe button below and the like button so YouTube knows that you like these type of content. And maybe drop me a line in the comments to tell me what was your favorite organizational piece that I used today. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.